Imagine a world
with fit U.S. citizens and clean air,
with healthy food and an unburdened healthcare system.
Imagine an America without obesity.
My name is Gabriel Aguilar, and I'm from Covina, California.
My name is Ashley, and I'm from Tucson, Arizona.
Taylor Wilsey from Aurora, Colorado.
I'm Zach Zeman, I'm from Las Vegas, and we are the Combat Obesity Group.
The United States is in the middle of an epidemic more than 50 years into the making. 40% of children and adults are obese, making the United States one of the most obese countries in the world. Inactive lifestyles and overconsumption of processed foods have brought the United States to our sustainable tipping point. The weight of our citizens puts weight on society, economy, and the environment, not only in the United States, but the rest of the world. There are solutions, but the choice is ultimately up to our stakeholders in the situation. And who are they?
The four main stakeholders in the obesity epidemic are obese U.S. citizens, the United States government and healthcare system, corporations, and the environment. The issue directly affects obese U.S. citizens. They are the only ones who deal with the physical ramifications of obesity, such as type 2 diabetes, coronary heart disease, and a decreased life expectancy. The U.S. government and healthcare system is also affected because they need to provide for the obese citizens in an attempt to keep them healthy, costing the country lots of money. Corporations have a huge role in this issue, as they produce the cars and processed foods that created the problem in the first place. Lastly, the environment is a passive stakeholder. The mass consumption that leads to obesity uses valuable natural resources and harms the planet in the process.
There are a few main drivers which are continuously propelling the obesity predicament. The first main driver actually has to do with driving. Almost every part of our country was designed around cars, making it inefficient to get around any other way, promoting sedentary lifestyles and harming the environment in the process. The other main driver is food consumption. The United States food system is full of processed, unnutritious foods served in enormous portions, and this has made us obese. The indicator we will use is body mass index, or BMI. The current definition of obesity is having a BMI of 30 kilograms per meter squared or higher, so this indicator will be very clear as to whether progress is being made towards our vision state.
Our vision to help sustain obesity is to see every state lower their rates to below 20% by the end of 50 years. Our vision is to propose the government supports policies that change physical structures at work, schools, and community areas to promote more physical activity, healthy eating, and be more connected with nature. We see people being more active in using public transportation and bicycles as a means of commute instead of privately owned vehicles, eating healthier diets that are well balanced with limited or no processed foods, utilizing parks, going for walks or hikes. By starting now, households can begin taking action to carry tradition for a better, healthier lifestyle for the future of people.
Strategies to getting to our vision state will eventually be just like riding a bike, because it is. It is no secret that navigating most cities without a vehicle in the US can be dangerous. That is why we propose cities to be more pedestrian friendly. We can do this by improving bike lane routes, bike sharing systems, and narrowing our roads to allow more people and businesses in. Relying more on active forms of transportation like bike riding and walking will not only save your time and money at the gas pump, it will also be saving your life. If the trip is too far, public transportation will be happy enough to take you and your bike the rest of the way. Improvements to public transportation will make traveling so much easier and more efficient. You would not think twice about driving.
What we propose is a driving tax on those who still wish to drive in order to balance the free rider problem for those who have made a sustainable switch. Less time using combustible engines and more time using our own engines will make us happier and healthier. But it is not enough to only look at how we move as a strategy to achieve our vision. We have to change the way we eat.
Along with phasing out cars, we will work on revamping our food system to do away with processed foods. Government subsidies will be transferred from cereal grains like corn to nutritious produce by expanding programs that already exist. At the same time, we will work with farmers using grassroots and top-down approaches to give them techniques on how to farm organic produce in order to maintain their livelihoods. Grocery stores and school cafeterias will be reorganized and improved to promote healthy eating choices, and grassroots organizations will be developed to help implement these changes. Lastly, corporations will be required by law to produce food with a minimum level of nutrition, so there are no foods sold to consumers with little or no nutritional value. There is bound to be an adverse response to this, which leads us to our barriers.
Many barriers will confront us on our quest to combat obesity, namely technological improvements and backlash from corporations. Technology is always advancing, but this is making us lead even more sedentary lives. Fancy new cars and personal devices encourage us to sit around instead of being active like healthy human beings. Giant corporations like Nestle and Frito-Lay will fight as hard as they can against any proposed changes to the food system, because these changes will decrease their profits. For example, rearranging grocery stores to make processed foods less accessible will decrease the sales of this garbage, and corporations will not be happy about this. The amount of influence large corporations have in the government and on society is almost unfathomable, so the fight against obesity will be a fight against them.
Obesity epidemic is severely affecting our society and world today. If we implement co-management strategies that employ both government and communities, we can work towards using personal vehicles less and eating well. Using this approach, we will be able to break through the barriers and resolve the obesity dilemma once and for all. Combat obesity.